able engineer.
Russell, I mean, who?
Thank you very much for coming on the show, sir.
You're welcome.
So today we would love to ask you a few questions with regards to our customers out there. They have some concerns with regards to renewable energy, with regards to solar, and they want you to clear the air. So we'd love to ask you some questions. And to begin, I'd love our co-host here to ask you some questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. I have a few questions to ask you, sir.
All right, Timmy.
And the question is based on common concerns people have about solar.
Okay.
Question number one.
Hmm. Let me take a deep
Okay, okay, you're free.
breath.
You're free. How many minutes, sir?
I hope I will take water, but it's okay. Go ahead. Don't
Okay,
hit me hard.
no problem. No, I'll be soft.
All right.
Question number one. Will solar panel damage the roof? Because most people they're always scared to install solar panel on their roof. They're always saying that it's going to damage my roof. A lot of complaints. So I want you to shed more light. Is it going to damage our roof if we
Hmm.
install solar panel on
Hmm.
it?
That is a thought-provoking question, and it has really been a huge concern for many out there. Yes, solar panel can damage your roof.
Mm.
No, solar panel can never damage your roof. I
Okay.
use the word never. How? Depending on your engineers. If you give your work to a quack engineers, they will do a quack work for you. Then when you are to install solar panel on the roof, because we know these days we have the variations of roof and variation of materials and quality. Let's take, for instance, the aluminum roof that is very common today. Many of them come in a very light format, which is substandard material. Even me stepping on the roof, you see the roof sheets got tall. So it takes a level of experience, engineer, to know how to manage working on the rooftop. Then we also have the asbestos roof, which is most of the most delicate roof we have. These are the slates, regular type of roof. When this roof has been installed for ages, any step on it is going to crack, and that's going to be leakage. So you also take an experienced installer to know how to climb those roof and where to assess the roof and where to pass your panels so that you won't get the roof crack. So, but when the right job is being done properly, your roof can never get damaged. But however, if we install solar rain, like the solar accessories, that's the railings where you're going to mount the panel on, you're expected to use insulators, so that leakage protective devices such as a flash band, while some use silicone. So these materials are made available to prevent leakage. And we also encourage our installer out there to use a proper equipment, accessories to prevent panel falls that can also cause damages. Another thing that can also cause damage is that when your panel is not well fastenated in the roof, a wind can blow it off and it can damage other people's property. The wind is well installed and well fastenated on to your roof, those damages can be prevented.
Hit the subscribe button to watch more videos like this one.
And lastly, is the common news that I heard that solar panel can cut fire.
Yes.
It can cut fires and can burn my house, can damage my rooftop. There was a very popular videos on the social media that we saw panel cut fires and people over exaggerate the situations that don't put panel in your roof, it's going to cut fire. No, panel is made to be on your rooftop. Why does that cut fire? That's also to do with a leakage of voltage. When you are doing a high voltage connections, like maybe you are connecting a stream of 5 panels in series. The voltage with the VOC of that panel can hit up to 170 volts in 24-volt units, while the VDC can still drop to 125 to 120 or 130. Imagine you're having a VOC of 170 volts. That is fire. And when you don't use a proper load sizing, proper cable, you didn't size your cable properly, the cable is going to heat up and it's going to melt and it's going to spark. When it spark, it's going to be burning systematically and it's going to trigger hazard fire, the flame. And that's why you see some panel caught fire on the rooftop. It has to do with your cable sizing. It has to do with proper management of how your insulator tape, how you tape those panels if you don't want to use the necessary devices that they use for it. So how to manage this system is very, very important. So I encourage all our installer out there, they should do the right thing to prevent this hazard.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
So how long do solar panel last?
Yeah, solar panels have a lifespan of minimum of 25 years from the manufacturers, and it can stay more than 25 years. But the factories give 25 years warranty. So that's what they tell you, that from the day of the day of being used, apart from the shed life, the day you install it, you expose it to the sun, 10, 25 years, the solar panel can be there and work for you simultaneously. But notice that the more you use it, the lifespan start reducing. That is that the cells start dying. You understand? If you're having 350 watt, for instance, and you have used it for like 10 years, don't expect to have maximum of 350 watts. So the life, as the lifespan, the cycle life is dropping, then definitely you have deduction on the wattage and the energy you generate from the panel.
So I'll be asking this last question from my hand before I
Okay.
pass the mic to my host, Mr. Daniel. So
Okay.
the last question is, what is the biggest mistake to avoid when first going solar?
Hmm. That's a very deep question. The biggest mistake to avoid is don't allow your emotions to cloud your judgment. What I mean by don't allow your emotion to cloud your judgment is, yeah, my neighbor did it at the rate of half a million naira, and it's working for him well, and I want you to do the same for me. You may meet an engineer, a company who is willing to do a very quality job for you, and you ask for a quote, they give you a standard quote. But you know, we Nigerians, most of us prefer cheaper things with cheaper materials. But anybody did at a very cheaper price, I expect mine to be cheaper. And a reasonable engineer tell you that no, yes, I can do that cheaper one for you, but this is the best for you. This is standard quality materials. I'm going to use a quality battery for you. I'm going to use a quality panels. I'm going to use a quality inverters, other accessories. But you overlook all those things and you follow your mind. No, my guy did it very cheaper. I want to do it cheaper. Oh, that's fine. You get it cheap, but you pay the price. And when you pay the price, most times these materials are being wasted. You start all over again. So many people have been victimized on these situations, and we have situations we have given many customers quotes. They say, no, your quotation is too outrageous. This your performance invoice is too costly, it's too expensive. Try to explain to them, well, yeah, that's true. We know it's expensive, but we want to give you quality materials and a quality job. You will enjoy something sustainable. But many have gone look elsewhere and they have issues and they call us. Yeah, we're there to rectify the issue for you, but you pay. You pay more. See that money you were trying to run away from for the first time, you paid double. Then most customers have yank off their existing system and install a new one because they have made the common mistakes. Some customers feel that, okay, you want to cheat me, I want to get the material myself. Fine, we'll let you do that. Go to the markets, our friends in the markets. I don't want to be racist. Our friends in the markets, they know how to play the game very well because you don't know what you are going into. You want to go to the market yourself and buy panel, where they will remove the sticker and put another sticker there. What is 200 watt? They tell you is 500 watts. Okay, go help you. Eh? A battery that is 150 amps, they tell you it's 220 amps. They change the sticker and print carton for you. And we have a situation, the inverter of 7.5 kVA was given to somebody as 10 kVA. They change the sticker. So we have numerous situations like that. And when issues happens, and you go back to the market, yeah, this thing you give me is not working, you don't have your warranty set for you. So they will start asking you question, how do you use it? Like childish question, that thought-provoking question that can really trigger angers and violence sometimes. So how do you deal with these situations? See that frustration start coming out of some people's face. Say solar is not working. No, solar is not working. You refuse to do the right thing from the beginning. So these are some aspects of solar installation we need to be very careful as the end users. Meet the professionals, get an advice from them, then know the right thing to do. Allow the professionals to do their job from the A to Z. That is my recommendation for the people out there.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. All these questions. I still have further questions.
Oh
Hope
my
it will
God.
not
It's okay.
stabilize you.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll take what I can.
Yes, yes. With regards to the customers feel they feel solar can save them money.
Yes.
So how can it exactly save them? Because solar, you just like you said, sometimes you send performer invoice and then it sounds so expensive. So how is it saving them money?
Yes, solar is not solar to install solar system is expensive. You just have that in the back of your mind. It's not cheap. So to people when you just base your solar, they feel that it should be very cheap. No, solar panel is not. So install solar is not cheap. It's not for the weak. It's like having a vehicle to having a car today. If you really know you're a car owner, you have to buy fuel. You have to run your car on the road. So to install solar is like, okay, let's use this space as a yardstick, or let's use a room and parlor as a yardstick. Assuming I live in a room and parlor, I'm powering AC in my room, I'm powering AC in my parlor. That's in the city room. 1.5 horsepower in the city room, 1 horsepower in the living room. That's a total number of 2.5 horsepower. I have my TV in the parlor, I have my TV in the city room. So before I calculate my freezer and everything, I may be hitting close to 5,000 kilowatts energy drain, or 3,500 watt energy drain. You live in a 2-bedroom duplex or 3-bedroom duplex. I live in a room and parlor. You live in a 2-bedroom duplex, 3-bedroom duplex, you just want to power basically some few lights in the house. No fridge, no AC, just fan, maybe 2 or 3 fan. But do you know that I that live in a room and parlor self-contained mini flat consume more load than you that is living in a 3-bedroom duplex apartments? So when you want to go for a solar sizing, because maybe you consuming 1,000 kilowatt load consumption, because you maximize the energy consumption you want to consume. I also want to use the entire system more than all I have. I need comfort. I have to pay for it. So the cost efficiency are different entirely. You use utility bill, I use utility bill. Definitely, I will burn mine before you burn yours, because I have 3,500 kilowatt load consumption. You have 1,000 kilowatt load consumption. So I have extra 2,500 kilowatt load consumption compared to what you have when you live in a bigger apartment. So it doesn't matter the size of the house you live. So when I want to install a solar panel in my house, if I'm consuming higher load, I will be spending close to 7 to 8 million naira to get a solar system that will fit into my needs, or even 11 million naira. While you may spend less than 2.5 million naira, or 3 million naira, or 3.4 million to get energy that suits your needs to your house. Now, when we now scale it up, how would we strike the scale of balance? What is the benefit? That's your questions. Yes. Of installing solar in my house. Maybe I live in an environment where we're in band A. We consume higher units because we have frequency of lights. Now, the purpose of me installing solar in my house is to reduce my utility bill consumptions during the day. Mostly people are not at home during the day. People go to work, they're always at home at night or by weekend. During the day when I'm going out, I can knock off my utility grids from charging my battery. Then I can put on my inverter, maybe put on only the fridge and go out. If I come back from work, my fridge is already chilled, all my things there are frozen, I still have energy left in my battery. At night, my grid is there, I've put it off, I turn off my inverter, I put on few loads that I need, then I powered. What is happening? I'm saving my energy in my utility meter. I'm not using it. That's my prepaid. I'm not using it. But when I look at, look, I need to power more loads. I need to power more load than what my inverter can handle. Then I can knock on my utility grid, switch it on, then it charges my battery for a period of time and it powers some few loads. Then when I'm going to bed, I knock off my utility grid and I go back to my inverter. I've saved costs and I'm enjoying my energy. So that's system management. And that's the only way you can also benefit. But if you really want to go totally off grid, you don't want anything to do with NEPA, you just want to focus on solar, it will cost you more. It will cost you more to go 100% off grid, but you stand to benefit it at the long run.
That's a fine one. Thank you very much. So, assisting them to manage or balance their usage of the units as well as being able to enjoy their solar.
Yes, please.
That's a fine one. I'm sure our viewers would definitely want such benefits. So, we talk about you giving your customers solar panels, giving them batteries, and giving them different components. What is the warranty you attach in these things? Then maybe your after sales service, your maintenance. What is it like?
Yeah, we on the inverter aspect of it, depend on the package that we give to you. All our inverter come with a year warranty. Now battery comes with 2 years warranty. Our solar panels come with 6 year warranty. Even though the company gives 25 years, we give 6 years. Okay, excuse me. So then what happened during that period of warranty? If there's an issue with the battery, we come and check, carry out diagnose. If it is a factory error, we take it back to the company, we get your battery replaced. If it's a human error, maybe because you don't have enough charge, then we help you reboost your battery and your battery work fine. We service it for you. Then you keep enjoying your system. Then is a rare peculiar cases that we have damage of inverter, because our inverter has ability to protect itself. The kind of inverter we install have such protector in them, voltage regulator. When there's high voltage, it can cut off the energy coming from the grid to access the inverter. If the voltage is too low, you also have low voltage protection devices that is also there. Even in the kind of inverter we use, they have what we call reverse polarity protections. You understand? So if there is any surge, inverter can trip off, protecting itself from being damaged. But if peradventure, because is made by imperfect humans, so we are not expecting perfections. So if peradventure that after all these protective tips that is there installed on it, the inverter can't protect himself and it got damaged, they will yank it off and take it to the service center. Because it's under warranty, they will fix it for you for free. But however, our cost of coming to your place, taking it to the service center and bringing it back, you have to pay for it. It's not free. You're not only paying for the cost of fixing the inverter. When we install for you, you only pay us for installation fee. If we charge you 50,000 installation fee, doesn't mean that what we're going to take from you for the entire 2 years. It doesn't work that way. So the cost of coming to your house, taking it off, taking it back to the service center and bringing it back to you, pay. If it is 15 naira, it takes us to transport there and transport back. We'll take that transportation from you. The cost of fixing it is not included. Your warranty cover that. Then if peradventure what got damaged is beyond to fix from the service center, they give you another inverter. They give you a new inverter. So, but that's a rare cases because most of all these manufacturers have their passes. If it's a board that is bad, they change the board for you. The inverter work back again and everything is fine.
That's very fine.
Yeah,
That's very
sorry,
fine.
I forgot something. You talk about the after sales service.
After
So
sales
yes, our
service,
after
yes.
sales service, we do what we call monitoring on our system. So we don't just install a system for you and just leave you with it because most customers is new to them. So we educate our customers and we call from time to time to find out how their system is doing. And we also leave our sticker with our contact details on the body of the inverter. So in case there's an emergency, they can place a call and we always do a call back to cross check on our existing system to see how they're managing it and how they're using it. And even what we do is that we create a database for all our customers, create a brokers list for them. We have list one, two, two, as many as we can have. So twice in a month, we send a message broadcast to all our customers. So sometimes some customer may have one or two things they want to talk about there because their mind didn't go there. Or when they see our broadcast message, so their mind go, oh, engineer, yes, I'm having this difficulty. So we respond. And maybe some who are not certified in some ways, because we broadcast message to them, is a reminder of, oh, I'm not happy with you. You didn't come and check, oh, what happened? Then we assign an engineer a follow-up. So that's why we have all this put in place to reach out to our existing customers and our potential customers.
That's very good. You care about your customers.
Definitely.
That's very good. So people also want to know what are some of the common errors. What are some of the common errors that can occur maybe when they're installing this solar or the solar components? They want to know.
Yeah, most of the common errors some engineer makes when they are installing is let's talk about the rooftop. Because solar is splitted into three segments. We have the rooftop, we have the mounting of the inverter and the battery, and we have the distribution boards where we do the load separation. So this three section is very essential, it's a key part in our renewable energy field. On the rooftop, yes, we there's a minimum resources we have when it comes to using the safety harness because it's already covered roof. You can't start breaking somebody's roof and because you want to hang your safety harness on it. But peculiar cases, we can hook our safety harness on a rope, but just try to maximize the space and just try to be safe. A panel can fall, but sometimes you see some engineers working alone on the rooftop. They are meant to be two. And the third person should be the guy keying the panel into the safety rope to pull it up. Then those who are taking the panel from the roof should be two. Sometimes they may have up to four people working on the panel side. If it's an high-rise building, maybe you're using a scaffolding. So one person on the down, tying the rope on the panels, while the person on the cement to the last side of the roof, taking the panel, pulling it up, while the last two people on the rooftop taking the panels. Then they fasten it to the solar rack. So why you need two people on a rooftop for the solar rack is this. Your rack, when you are mounting the first panel, because you use two end clamp to fast track the fascinate the panel to the rack. Then the middle clamp actually are the one doing the major work. You need two panel for the middle clamp to be very active. So when you pull the first panel, your assistant head it back and use the first two main end clamp to hold it. Then your assistant is meant to hold that panel down for you there while you take up the second panels. And your assistants assist you with a hand. If you have less resources, then you put it, then he head it for you, then you tight the middle clamp. When the middle clamp is tight, then your panel is safe and it's good to go. So some engineer make some minor mistake on these aspects, and there's an hazard, some get injured, we have panel fall. So we try to sensitize our engineers out there in the field to take note of all these minor errors. Another part is using of insulator tape. So tie your cable, maybe there's some panels that we have to cut. You don't want to use a connector, but it's very proper that you should let your cable to be properly gripped You understand? Your cable should properly grip when you are twisting it together and you are binding it with insulated tape. But if it's not well properly bind, it's going to shock it at under the beneath of the panels, and mostly through the gutter where water waves pass through there when it rains. And when there's a leakage, it's going to absorb some, waters and electricity. It's going to absorb some current. And when there's a cloud discharge, thunder strike, lightnings can fall on the roof when there's not earth arrestors, and that can take a lot of bad signal to your system, and it may bypass your thunder, your earthing system, and that can really blast up some things in your home. So it's good to be very careful on these aspects. Then in the inverter side, some common errors being committed by engineers is when working, they some lost focus in the sense that they are being distracted with their phones, maybe phone calls, because the battery side is a very sensitive part. Imagine you are servicing 4 batteries because you want to achieve 48 volts. So if you are not careful, you may end up misplacing a polarity, and that can be very explosive in most cases, and that can cause injury. So these are some common errors that we need to be very careful. And when it also comes to the using of a cable lock to fascinate a cable together, then the cable size we use is going to be using a very thick cable when we are series and parallel in a battery, because high voltage is passing through. Look at the cable that comes with your inverter, like 10 kV, you have up to 55 mm. So they expect you that when you are seriesing your battery, you use exactly 55 mm. If you are servicing less than 10 kVA to 1.5 kVA, you use nothing less than at least 25 to 30 mm cable, at least, to series and to parallel. So, but when your cable is not thick enough, you lost energy and you have leakage. When there's leakage, there's a possibility that your cable is going to cut, you're going to lose energy, your battery will not perform optimally. So those are the areas we also need to watch out for. Then let your distance between your inverter and your battery not to be far from each other, because as every 3 meters to 2 meters there's a drop of voltage, because it's a DC drop voltage, AC doesn't drop voltage. You can generate energy from Lagos in AC and send it to Edo State. Your voltage will still remain the same, it will not drop. Your current will remain the same, it will not drop. It's because it's an AC current. Or your DC current can generate energy from this point A, 1 meter, to the next 5 meter. What you generate here will not be what you will see there. There's going to be loss of current and voltage in between. So that's why it's better, let the battery not too be far from the inverter, so they can be able to maximize your energy generation and consumptions. Then on the distribution board aspect of it, that's the third part of the solar aspect, is when separating a load. Some engineers have these common bad habits. Tell when working in a 3-phase DB, they just isolate the load. They want to isolate, remove all the light and fan and bind it together. Bind all the wire together, supply the house. Well, I don't blame some of them. I still blame them. They should explain to their client that they require extra costs for them to get a separate distribution board for the inverter house. You understand? Than binding. So that can be very hazardous sometimes, because except there's a protective device on the inverter that can be able to hold on to that. That is fine. If not, I will advise that they should do the needful. Then thirdly, lastly, when you have 3-phase DB, we have red phase, yellow phase, and blue phase. So on your red phase, if you had to convert red phase to an inverter line, what you are expected to do is that isolate all the loads from other line and put it on a red phase on that ground and label it inverter. So we're still going to do more video on that in our sequence video to explain how this load separation works. So these are the common errors that many engineers doesn't take note of.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure our customers, viewers out there, get getting more and more info as to how they can make their solar more, or how they can participate more in getting very good quality solar. And even engineers too are also learning from this from these discussions. Thank you very much. So how then do you identify? You want to give your customers the very best materials. You want to give them very good solar products. But how then do you identify low quality components or low quality batteries or low quality materials that you don't recommend people to use such? How do you identify them?
Yeah, that's been years of experience. So what my company does is that we import most of our low goods we consume. For example, all our inverters, we get it direct from the company. We don't buy from outside. We get from the manufacturers. So even though there's challenges, we take it back to them. They accept it from us, and they are our partners in business. There was our batteries too. We also get from companies too. In case there's any challenge, we take it back. We don't just buy from the market. We buy from the direct source so that we know we are getting the right product from the right company. Because in the market, many people, what they do, I don't want to mention name, they have where they manufacture cartons, they have where they manufacture labels. So they can manufacture their cartons, they can manufacture their label, their printer can sticker it to the body of the battery, to the panels, they package it and give it to you, you buy, but it's not what you prefer to buy that you get. And that causes a lot of discrepancy between you and your clients. And also we try all we can to avoid cheaper products. We avoid cheaper product. We use a standard products. We have an expert on that on how to identify a substandard code product and a good product. When you spend a petrol, you know that this is petrol, right? You don't need anybody to tell you that, so we know this is fake. So when you spend gas, you know that this is a cooking gas, don't you? So when you smell goosey soup, you know that this is a goosey soup, but even goat meat, correct one. So we have taken years of experience to study a substandard product and a good product. Just that when you see a counterfeit money, you know that this is fake money, this is not the original one. For those who work in the bank, they know. Even without putting it under the blue light, they know. So we have taken our time to study because we have our academical session here. We have a school where we train people on Iponre Academy, and our facilitators too are doing well. And we take years of experience for research, so we know when we see the good one, we know when we see the bad one. And that's why we're also doing this video to educate the public about it. We also let you to know that when you come to Iponros International Limited, be sure of quality products because we are quality people.
I like that.
Thank you, Temi.
All right. So on when you have
Your
your
mic.
installation, when
Yeah.
you have completed installation, what do you expect from your customers? Finished, we're done. How do you know? What do you expect your customers to do?
Yeah, that's a very tough part. We have series of cases, but what we do, even before we do installation for you, we do what we call load auditing. That's the first key point a good engineer should do. That load auditing, most times we ask you, what is the size of your apartments? What are the things you need? Not you want, what are the things you need to power? So that gives us, why we ask those questions is to give us an idea of the kind of a system we want to design for you. You understand? So when you tell me that, okay, I live in 2-bedroom apartments, I want to power everything, my heart cuts. Because my heart cuts in the sense that I say, oh my gosh, everything. So now water heater, boiling ring, iron, ACs. So I'm scared. I'm not the one I'm going to bring out the money. I'm already scared for myself. So I would not take my time to start explaining to you because I have to now educate you. It's my responsibility to educate you on how this thing works. This is solar, yes, it's solar. It's not what you think because it's a free energy. It's not free. So to power all this is when we do the load auditing, you now see that okay, they are consuming close to 25 kilowatts energy consumption. So that means You're going to build close to 50 to 100 kilowatt energy, and that will run in hundreds of millions. The first question we ask me is, how much I want to buy a house? So I say, bros, let me start them now. So can we bring it down, please? What are the things you need, not you want? But that's going to stress me because you have stressed me to do those calculations. And sometimes I have surge of customers to attend to. So what do you really need, sir? So we now break it down. Okay, I would sometimes have to recommend, sir, you just need fan in your room, you need fan in the parlor, you need fan in the other room. Okay, we just power the TV in the sitting room. That's fine. Okay, you need freezer because women like stocking foods so that they don't get spoiled. Have you tell me? so so we look at your basic needs, then we try to compress it and reduce cost for you. Maybe we give you a maximum consumption of 700 to 1000 kilowatts energy consumption. That's the max we can do for you, and that reduce your load consumptions. So when we have an agreement on that this is what you want to power, and we send you a product catalog that fits into your needs. Then when we done our installation, we will remind you these are the things we agreed that you are going to power, because we are going to isolate them from the distribution board. Is what we agreed on that will be on our inverter system. When the NEPA take light, the utility grid go off, those other load that we don't agree on will not come on. Only the load that we agree on that will be on the inverter will come on. But when there is light, the utility grid comes, NEPA comes, all the load in the house will start working simultaneously on grid. The inverter switch automatically. However, we have having situations where some of our customers at our back, they call an electrician to add more load to the existing load we have installed for them. And that has caused a lot of problems. That's caused depletion of their energy backup system because they have using more than what we have recommended for them. Let's use Port Harcourt as a case study. We install 4 battery units for your customers and 8 panels. Then we agreed they will not power AC, they will not power pumping machine, just the light, the fan, and TV and fridge. But at our ascent, they went back and had 2 air conditions to the system. They had pumping machine to the system. They add electric cooker to the system. Even that's far way bigger than what the system can handle. When we went back for monitoring, we noticed that the system had been doing so poorly. What happened? Why do you add all this load to read, madam? Do you know what he said? I can't spend all this money on solar and not enjoy all these things. So they know it doesn't work that way. We have issues. I told her, madam, no, you have to yank this off. He said, this is my money. Oh, it's your money. Just know that this doesn't cover your warranty. We have to type for the husband to sign. Whatever happened to this system is at of your own detriment, because we have recommended for you what you need to power, and you on your own voluntarily added load to the system. So we can have some, I don't want to use stubborn customers, like some clients that they are not flexible. They just believe they want to do what is in their mind. So, but however, our inverter system have ability to take extra load. For instance, our 5 kVA system actually have extra backup of 1.5 kVA. That is 6.5. But we don't tell our customer this because we had that extra, we told our manufacturer to add those extra kVA to it, because we know that situation will happen that some customer may mistakenly add some loads, so that our inverter have ability to protect himself and take in those loads. But in a situation that the loads become too much, the inverter will trip off instead of getting damaged. You trip off for a couple of times, and when you continue pressuring, you can get damage out of your own detriment.
I only recommend that customers should just keep the load according to what the agreement.
Yes, it's very important to us. It's very vital. And let's keep to the agreement plans so that you have you have benefit from what you invest on, because to really set up the system is huge. Our list of our system is 1 million naira. We don't have system below 1 million. So you want to install solar, you are ready to spend millions. It's not cheap. So that is it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for these fine words. So, any final comments that you'd like to give? Any on a cheerful note, because you have been firing some people.
Yes.
A cheerful
Well,
note.
if I'm being a little bit hard, I'm sorry. This is social Chinese, and we welcome critics. Just like I said, we are not exceptionals. We welcome critics. But if you know, most of our videos, we see a lot of critics. Why do you use PWM? Why don't you use MPPT? I don't respond to it because we're still going to treat it. You understand? So don't worry, just criticize us. We don't have issues with that. But for those who have a lot to absorb for what we have discussed so far, we're still going to bring more video to your ways. And we also appeal to all our engineers out there, especially the upcoming. This year I'm saying upcoming too. Yes, because the day we die, that's the day we stop learning. I still learn every day. Let's try to do it right. Understand customer may pressure us to do it chap way, chap chap. You understand? That chap chap. Sometimes he even work more than professional owner, but he has his side effects. And it will give you bad name. You won't go far. That's why many people have left the solar industry, because they have given themselves a bad name because they try to please the customer. Don't please your customer to do the wrong thing. Please your customer to do the right thing. That's my take home. Please your customer to do the right thing. If that customer is for you, it's for you. It's not for you, it's not for you. But if you fail because you just want that customer to do for you, I understand what it takes, the challenges it takes to convince someone to do the right thing. But if it's not for you, when you do good work, people will look for you. You won't be the one looking for people. Do good work for Mr. A and is so comfortable with it. He will tell Mr. B that, oh, I have someone who can do a very good job for me. Before you know it, you have referrals here and there. But tell them the truth. Let them know. You understand? So that is my take home for people out there. Then for others who have interest in learning from our academy, we have here Hyperreal Academy. Hyperreal Academy is a subsidiary to Hyperreal International Limited. We have our training center at number 90 Palm Avenue, Moshi, Lagos. And we also have our annex office at number 165 Way, Benin City, opposite ICC, Immaculate Conception College. We are bringing to you our Abuja office very soon. We will update you subsequently in our upcoming shots that we're here to shoot here. And in our next video, we're going to talk about how to power your system with direct PV. That was part of what we shoot today in direct PV, how to power some of your system. How does it work? And what can it take? Although it's still a test run technology, but that can it work without inverter? So it's still an experiment going on, but we'll bring more research here. In our academy, we have a lot to learn. Honestly, it's a very conducive and calm environment. You have free Wi-Fi, you have soft chairs, you have your AC blowing you on the chairs. And we also do mentoring too. After your training, we mentor you, and we actually want you to utilize what you learn from our academy and supporting the environment. So we thank you all. We thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Temi. And this is Hyperreal Academy. Yeah, our contact number is very important too. So please WhatsApp only. Can drop a voice note, can do a WhatsApp call occasionally, but voice note or chat. Our contact number remains 081 37 037 627. I see call it again 081 37 037 627. When you want to reach out to us, let us know your name, your locations. If you're interested in our hybrid class or you're interested in our in-person class, let us know. So thank you very much. Over to you, Daniel.
All right. So thank you very much, Engineer Ross, and we'll keep bringing more videos your way. They'll be very educational. So please stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Keep liking, subscribing, sharing. Invite more people to let them come and learn too. So thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.